While most Koreans focus mainly on who will be the next president of this country, there are those who paid more attention to every other detail leading up to the anticipated result. For our news feature tonight, Jung-hee follows the foreign officials who visited South Korea to see and learn the overall election process itself.
Experts from around the world here in one place to discuss how to hold effective and fair elections. This is the 2017 Seoul International Forum on Elections held on Sunday, just 2 days before Koreans went to the polls on May 9th to elect a new president.
The impeachment of a president is an unfortunate event for the country, but that is also the reason why we're tasked with holding a fair election to choose a leader who can bring about change.
We had to advance the date of this forum from December to May to coincide with our presidential election schedule. Developing countries are very interested in how Korea's elections resolve conflicts among the people without violence, because if those countries were faced with something like what's happened recently in Korea, they could descend into civil war.
Roughly 80 officials from 30 countries and 6 international organizations exchanged ideas on policy-focused elections, freedom of expression, and civic participation in politics. Korea has hosted this forum every year since 2014 to share its unique experience of achieving both economic development and democratization at the same time. But the information exchange doesn't end at the forum. At the moment, the officials are in the midst of a tour of the National Election Commission and other government agencies to get a closer look at Korea's election system. What got the most attention from the election officials was Korea's early voting system. Citizens who can't make it to the polls on election day can cast their ballots in advance for a 2-day period at any polling station in the country. And because they're not required to go to their officially designated polling place, early voting contributes greatly to a high turnout.
We were very impressed by, number one, the turnout. There were a lot of people who voted in that particular polling precinct that we visited. Second, it was very orderly and very efficient. It took you maybe just 1 to 2 minutes, even if you were a voter outside of the district.
We are thinking of how we could put it into place. At least one is not forced to go back to where they registered to go and vote. With us, you have to go to change your address at a registry point to where you have moved so that your records can be moved from where you were to the new place.
One thing that enables such convenient voting is that the voter registration list includes IDs of all the voters in the country, meaning no separate sign-up process. It's systemized and accessible from anywhere so that voters can be identified at any polling station. The extent to which other countries can adopt an advanced electoral system like that differs depending on their circumstances. But Korea still chooses to share its technologies with developing countries as part of its official development assistance program.
The National Election Commission exported optical ballot counting machines to Kyrgyzstan in 2015 and 2016 for $9 million and to Ecuador for this year's presidential election. Iraq also plans to buy Korean election equipment worth over $90 million.
In 2013, Kyrgyzstan received from Korea an optical ballot count machine that sends election results immediately to a central server. Thanks to that, we no longer saw conflict after elections and people now trust the results. It's a case of Kyrgyzstan being complemented by Korean technology.
The final day for Koreans came, and the election officials from overseas headed to the polling stations in Seoul to see how voting is conducted throughout the day. Comparing this process with those of their home countries, the officials were impressed and were looking forward to see how Korea's election would turn out.
I can see observers from each party, but they're participating so well that it's hard to tell which one they're from. I hope we can do the same for the next year's presidential election in Paraguay.
Voters are casting their votes in an orderly manner and the election is carried out so peacefully. The overall system is well constructed. Voting ends at 8, and I'm hoping to see how the ballots are counted as well.
Jung-hee, Arirang News.